Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to be chatting about something that I thought about today, and I was like, what do I prefer? And that is, do I prefer Pitso Mosema jingles, or do I prefer Nabi? Nabi, you know? Who do I prefer? And I wanted just to discuss that today because I like the Nabi hire. It's a very positive one. But if Pitso is there, siap. But anyway, let's get to it. Before I get to it, please like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Come on, subscribe, man. Gune mali at the end of the rainbow, man. Come on. But anyway, guys, let's get to it. Pitso or Nabi? We only know something about Nabi in terms of what he did for Yanga in Tanzania and what he's now doing in Morocco, meaning that he's a good coach. But after that, there isn't much of a track record that we really know about Nabi. There's not much information about him and how he played, his tactics and stuff. We're going based on his past two teams. With Pitso, we have understood his dominance since Super Sport United, when there was the SAA tournament, when he played with Abompela, he played Nabo Evans, if you remember, I think he was a right back or centre back, and Abokatla. Abokatlego Mashiko, I think, was still there at that time. I think Tico Pitso's year or Kevin Hunt. I can't remember, but that is the Pitso we knew. The Pitso who could still identify talent, etc., and who was a powerhouse from SuperSport. Then that Pitso kind of went and helped Bafana a bit, and then that gig kind of like finished, whatever. And then Pitso went to Sundowns, and he got Sundowns when I think they were sitting number 15. Got them up, got them basically safe for that season, and then the next season they started coming into competing for titles and becoming a dominant force. And then we know the Sundowns that we see today is built by Pitso. So now, when knowing all that history that we know about Pitso, knowing that he went and took one of the first South African teams to go win the Champions League, and then he went and took Al Ahly to win the Champions League, and then he got a team promoted into the next league, even though he got one relegated, which is unfortunate because he didn't start with the team. But all of that happened so far for Pitso. Now the question is, why does Chiefs not go for Pitso and why Nabi? Number one, it seems like Pitso is way more expensive than what we think he is. I think what we kind of discovered is that Pitso kind of earns a salary of about almost like 2 million or plus 2 million when he's having these Al Ahly and all these jobs. He earns about 2 million per month. Just coaching, and then he also has his staff. So that's why in the beginning of the season we're like, how much would Pitso cost? It would cost about maybe 60 million or something like that per season just to pay his staff, because if we just say 5 million, it would cost us 5 million to pay his staff every month. It would be about 60 million to pay Pitso's guys, which is not a figure that I'm saying is 100%. I'm basing this on the figures that we hear he earned elsewhere. So I don't think he would want to earn an 800K in South Africa when he knows he can go and earn another 2.5 somewhere else. So then that's the Pitso issue. But Pitso would build Chiefs. Pitso would build Chiefs, but Kaizer Chiefs is scared of Pitso. Let me not say Kaizer Chiefs. Let me say Bobby Mutaung, Kaizer Mutaung Senior and Kaizer Junior are scared of Pitso. Why are they scared of Pitso? They're scared of Pitso because Pitso grabs your team by the balls in order to fix it. Pitso will grab Chiefs and fix everything. Even from management, he will show management how to sign the players. He will send out scouts on how to scout the next players. That's how Chiefs will find the next Serino, the next Paramani Mahlambi under Pitso. That is what Pitso gives us. With Nabi, it's more of he will have his own technical team. He will play with Chiefs the way he wants to play, but he won't have the power to dictate a lot of things. When I say dictate, if he wants a player, he won't have maybe the money from management backing to get that player. If he wants to have good scouts, he will have to rely on what Chiefs has. But Pitso does not do that. Pitso has his own people who he contacts to scout. Like, Pitso has a network in South Africa, South America, etc. And people love who Pitso is. So he already has those relationships that can now come to Chiefs and help us source the best coaches, the best dietitians, the best fitness coaches, the best everything. Right, that is the Pitso thing. But then the Nabi one is also another thing. Nabi is a good coach. There will never be a time where I say he's a bad coach. It's just that I don't know how he will survive in South Africa. Why do I say I don't know how he will survive in South Africa? South Africa, guys, we have to be honest. You know, let's be honest about South Africa. When you come to South Africa, you need to be able to teach these boys discipline. South African players lack discipline. Now, what scares me about Nabi is that I don't know if he's exposed to the kind of players that he's going to coach in South Africa. Our players like the nightlife. Our players like sleeping with the ladies. They like drinking. They like hanging out with the wrong crowd. Technically, a South African soccer player is not a professional soccer player. When I say that, I mean they don't treat their careers like it's a professional career. They treat their careers like it's a part, and it's like a mental thing. For example, if you have to think about a South African player, just think about someone who's on I Blew It. That is a South African player. So now how do you take that player and fix that player's mentality? Instead of them thinking that acting like someone on I Blew It, how do you get them to act like a Cristiano Ronaldo who views himself as a brand that will last after soccer, a Messi who views himself as a brand, a Neymar, all of these LeBron James, I'm just naming the superstars, Novak Djokovic. Those are the kind of mentalities that you have to be producing if you are a team at a caliber of Chiefs. But if you're failing to produce that, that means that there's a big problem. Who has been able to do that? Pitso Mosimane, I know for a fact, has been able to produce that mentality. Why is Sundowns dominant today? Because Pitso was able to make that. Any player that joins Sundowns ends up with that mentality of wanting to be the best, of wanting to win everything, of respecting their careers, respecting their lives, etc., etc. And the players who refused to follow Pitso's path, they ended up leaving Sundowns. For example, Edward Manqele failed to get into shape, taking his football series out. Who else? Phakamani Mahlambi was busy drinking, going crazy with his friends. Pitso Mosimane said out, boom, disruption. He was basically removed him from the team. Now, who else is a coach who had to face this problem coming from outside? And you know who this coach is? TS Galaxy's Ramovic. You know Ramovic, when he came here, how many players he had to let go just because their mentalities weren't right. Look at Umlambo, the Mlambo who played for Pirates. Ramovic basically had to let that guy go because he knew that this guy's mentality is not the right mentality for his club. He knew he needed to find hard workers and boys with the right mentality. That's why he plays well with people like Parker, people like Nukovic. These are people who are absolute professionals. Like, they live a very clean and balanced and professional life. They want to be the best. They understand that football is a short career and all of those things. So that's why I'm saying that's the one thing I fear about Nabi. And that's why I think, Guti, if we do miss Pitso, like not signing with Pitso, it will be a loss for us. But getting Nabi is not a bad thing. My only worry is, can he handle the mentality of a South African player? Tina Sinkinga, guys, we are a problem, especially as black South Africans. The colored players are even better. The white players are better. The black players, which is basically 90% of the league, the black players are Nkinga. Even though I still consider colored people black people, but for this specific conversation, I'm going to say the black people are Nkinga Inkinga. You guys, the black people from Ekasi and what, when they bump into 60K, 100K, their minds just go crazy. They see rainbows, Baba. And then they start blowing money. They start getting attention from girls in the hood. So that is all I have to say. Amakhosi for life. Nabi or Pitso? Who do you choose?